Right, good. All my money's gone. Do you think our teammates have things to say? As you approach Blitz, he gives you an easy smile. Hey Chief, what's up? Any thoughts about that last run you'd like to share? Nope. Alright, so they don't have anything new to say, I don't think. Let me just check, make sure. Because we've been doing side missions, we haven't been doing proper missions. What's new? I'm curious, Dietrich, why'd you switch from funding a band to running the shadows? Oh. Honestly, working the stage was getting boring, boss. Spitting and screaming at the world was fine and good when I was a kid, but it just didn't do it for me anymore. The Dragon Slayer wanted me to fight a real enemy, so I left the band behind and I turned to the shadows, he shrugs. I don't know, guess I figured that'd be the best way to find one. Considering current events, I say you're not wrong about that. Yeah, I guess not. Feels kinda daunting, truth be told, but it's exciting all the same. I've been looking for a worthy adversary for a while now. It's kinda satisfying having a white whale to chase. How long have you been looking for a real enemy? Not too long, ever since I took down the last one. The last one. Of course, I might be able to sit around feeling pleased with myself if I followed the creator or the Moon Maiden, but the Dragon Slayer ain't that kind of idol. If I'm not drinking, I'm fighting, and if I'm not doing either of those things, I'm looking for a bigger, better fight to get in next time. Dietrich produces a flask from his jacket pocket and raises it in salute. It's a remarkably simple code to live by. Who was this last one? Gang boss. A great big orcish bastard called the Wild Schwein. Led the local chapter of the Horde. I had my sights set on him and his for a while. They'd hurt a lot of people and I figured they'd pose a challenge. I wasn't wrong about that, but I took him out in the end. Dietrich, when does this pattern end? When he dies? Well, boss, the way I figure it, it'll end when I pick a fight that I can't win. He smiles sadly. Might be this one, maybe the next. It'll be hard to top a great dragon. But that's the way the Dragon Slayer wants it, and who am I to refuse him? Abruptly he turns away. That's enough talk for today, boss. Besides, you've got other things to do, I'm sure. Alright. Is that all? Alright, that's all. Iger has nothing. Glory has nothing. Okay, let me do that last side mission. We're going in solo. We can't take our team. We have some other team. That's partly why I bought the new gear, because I now have to go in alone. Samuel doesn't have anything, right? How's Alexander doing? He is adjusting with difficulty. Samuel shakes his head. Your friend Dietrich took a chance in sending his nephew to us. I will do my best to justify his faith in me. Alright, good on you. Even from a distance, it's clear something is not right with Lane. Coming closer, you can see dried blood on his face and clothes, as well as a few discolored blotches that pass for bruises on Troll skin. More noticeably, there's considerable damage to the man's left prosthetic leg, which he now tends to with tools as antiquated as the leg itself. What the hell happened? Nothing. It's nothing. Someone comes at me, thinks me weak, and I show him otherwise. Okay, whose blood is it? Is it your blood or his blood? Leaning to one side, Lane's crutch is caked in more blood and what appears to be bits of hair. Tell me who did this to you. Just a punk with some bad ideas, forget about it. Is the punk okay? Is he alive? Did you kill him? Are you sure you're alright? I've suffered far worse, as you might imagine, and I don't need you or anyone else babying me. No, but is the punk okay? I accept that you're okay. What happened to the guy who attacked you? Alright, I'll leave you be. You know what I mean? This game sometimes, man, like the dialogue options they give you is it's not what I want to say. Right? I want to say something else. Alright, travel to Frankfurter Tor to meet Luca Durr's team. Maybe I should have taken the guns instead of the intelligence. There was wait no, that was armor 5. This is armor 6. Never mind. Let's try a run. As the U-Bahn hums towards the Frankfurter Tor, you tug idly at the fabric of your maintenance uniform. You found it in a duffel bag on your seat when you boarded, along with a note from Durr to put it on before you arrived. The moment you step off the train, the note said, "Your trial run begins. You are to rendezvous with the rest of your team, reconnoiter the building, and plant the specified devices in Elishire's suite. Beyond that, your approach will be left to you. Do not disappoint us, you're being watched." I mean, the thing is, we don't know who they are, so we don't really know what they want to see. As you emerge from the dingy confines of the U-Bahn terminal and step into the light of day, you find yourself confronted by a wharf muscle in a knight-errant uniform. You're with maintenance. It isn't a question. He stands impassively waiting for a response. Yes, sir. Have you seen any other maintenance guys around here? No, I'm a Shadowrunner here on the job. This uniform is just a clever disguise. Yes, sir. Have you seen any other maintenance guys around here? Yeah, they've been trickling in over the last 15 minutes or so. I've already done a security check on your entire crew. Everything checked out, so you're good to head on into the building whenever you want. Efficient operation you're running here. It's almost as if you were expecting me. We were. No one gets on or off that train without us knowing about it. Don't worry, all of the correct paperwork has already been filed. You and your crew are good for the next 12 hours. It's good to know that you're so on top of things. We are knight-errant, of course we're on top of things. You get what you pay for, and the owners of this building paid for the best. Well, keep up the good work, man. He nods at you, have a good one. Alright, so the knight-errants. I suppose we should not get into a firefight unless we absolutely have to. He looks like he's wearing some pretty sturdy armor. There's a maintenance dwarf. A young dwarf looks up at you, wide-eyed with apprehension. From the way that she's fidgeting, you can tell that she's terrified. She bites her lower lip, eyes darting from side to side. Finally, she takes a step towards you. Hello. Are you Mr. SCKC? Have you done this before, Jaina? Yeah, that's me. Am I late? I take it you're on my maintenance crew. Yeah, I am. My name is Jaina. She tries on a smile. It falls away almost immediately. Good to meet you, Jaina. Are the others still on their way? You sound nervous. Are you sure that you're up to this? You know what? Let me just like be honest about this. I'll be okay. But I have some bad news for you. Our teammates sort of jumped the gun a little. They're already inside. Is this the test? Is the test that I'm supposed to babysit these amateurs? That's the test, isn't it? The test is I'm supposed to babysit these amateurs. The test is not to do the actual job, it's to make sure these guys don't die. That's the test. Great, that's just great. Let me get this straight. They charged on into the building and you didn't do anything to stop them. Well, I guess I can't fault the enthusiasm. Great, that's just great. The dwarf wrings her hands. I'm sorry, I told them to wait, but they didn't listen. They just muscled on past me and waltzed through the front door. Alright, calm down. I see that you have a toolbox. Are you a rigger or something? Don't worry, it's gonna be fine. Let's find the others and do what we came to do. Alright, calm down. I see that you have a toolbox. Are you a rigger? She swallows. Well, no. I'm not like you, not like the others. You should probably know that. You're a civilian? You're just a Then what are you like? A normal person with a boyfriend and a cat and a shitty apartment. I'm not a career criminal is what I'm saying. I'm just an electrician. You are literally a maintenance person? If you're not a Shadowrunner, what are you doing on this crew? Why the hell did our employer settle me with you then? It's like, alright, if you're not a Shadowrunner, what are you doing on this crew? Her face flushes red. I'd rather not talk about it. Let's just say that someone did me a favor once, and that coming along on this thing is how I have to pay it back. So you are a real maintenance person. Look, in the end it doesn't matter. I have to be on this run and you have to bring me along. It's what they want. Do you at least know how to defend yourself? Well, kind of. I brought my taser and I have a little holdout pistol for self-defense. I've done some shooting at the range. That's a good start. But I've never fired a living thing before, certainly not a person. I'm hoping that we can get through this thing without me having to. Oh boy. Yeah, well, I'm sure we all have things we'd rather be doing. Now you said our teammates went inside. Alright, that makes the two of us. When did our teammates abandon you? About 10 minutes ago. I watched them storm through the front doors of the building we're going to hit. Oh wow, a lot can happen in 10 minutes. They'll still be on the first floor. Nobody's getting upstairs until I bypass the security locks on the elevator. That's why I decided to wait for you out here. I figured that they couldn't get too far ahead of us if I didn't go inside with them. I mean... Alright, good thinking. Thanks, I just hope that they don't screw things up in there. All that I want is to get this thing over with and get back home. Right there with you, let's head inside. Yeah, okay, let's do it. Alrighty then. Literally a maintenance worker. A mid-level corporate compound complete with living spaces in the upper levels. Sweet. Hey, have you seen a couple of dumbasses run through here? Hold on, let's look around the building, right? I know there's the door. Let's scope the place out. Oh, fascinating. Fascinating. It's too high to reach, but we can get out, right? We can't get in from there, but we can get out from there. This guy waiting for a bus. Don't you have somewhere to be? I mean, I sure do. Waitress. Hi, waitress. The waitress steps forward to greet you, a drink menu in her hand. Welcome to Caf Shack, home of the budget-friendly caffeine fix. May I help you? What do you have? We've got the cheapest soy caf in Berlin, guaranteed. She pauses for a moment and looks you up and down. You've been around long enough to know when you're being sized up. Finally, she continues. But of course, for hard-working folks like yourself, we do have other options. Options that corporate security doesn't tend to appreciate very much. Productivity enhancers. Get the picture? Street etiquette, you don't need to speak in code. I'm not gonna knock on you. Tell me about these other options. Charisma 4, there's nothing I love better than enhanced productivity. What are you offering? $2 just soy caf for me. I'm good, thanks. Alright, suit yourself. Have a good one. So she sells drugs? She offers to sell drugs, but then we still need to pass a check to buy the drugs. That's a bit strange. Like, we need to pass a charisma check or a street etiquette check. Even after she offered it to us. That makes no sense, actually. What is this building? As you step through the door, you find yourself confronted by a pair of men wearing the same kind of uniform that you are. Judging by their expressions, there is no love lost between the two. Hearing the door swing open, they turn to face you. The shorter of the two, a human with arcane symbols tastefully embossed into his belt, glares at you. You're here, finally, and you've brought a little mouse of an electrician with you. Better late than never, but not much better. You're tardy enough as it is. He jerks his thumb at the elf standing beside him. I'll leave it to you to keep our pack mule in line. The elf's lips curl into a snarl. Hanging from his back is a bulging pack that looks incredibly heavy. His broad shoulders sag under the weight of whatever's inside. He's dumb as a post, but he can lift heavy things. Might not be bad in a fight either, at the very least. He can soak up a few bullets for the rest of us. Staring daggers at the mage, he spits out a long string of foreign words in a single susurrant breath. The sound of it is lovely, but his expression leaves little doubt that the message behind the words is an ugly one. Oh, and I hope that you can speak Spiratheo. Damned useless immigrants. Do us all a favor and keep your opinions to yourself. Look, let's just get on with it. Did I hear right? Did you really say that I was tardy? I mean, what are you gonna do? Send me to detention? Do us all a favor and keep your opinions to yourself. The corner of his mouth lifts into an ugly smirk. You may be the leader of this team, but I'll speak my mind whenever I please. Get used to it. Can we shoot him now? We can shoot him now, right? Oh, and by the way, think you could have gotten here any later, pal? I've got an important meeting to get to, and if I'm late, the shit's gonna hit the... This isn't getting us to your meeting any faster. He flashes a hateful glance at the dwarf, then turns his attention back to you. No, it isn't. So let's get to the penthouse and plant the cameras. I'll mask them against detection, and then we can all go our separate ways. The elf mutters something under his breath, and hitches the bulky pack up a little higher on his back. His muscles bulge under the strain of it. That pack looks heavy. I can help you with it if you want. The elf blinks uncomprehendingly and takes a half step back. I told you, he can't understand a word you're saying. Nothing's come out of his mouth but that pigeon drivel. The elves call a language. A Tiangir dialect, if I'm not mistaken. I wish that he'd do us all a favor and go back. Address the elf. Can you understand me at all? The musical tones of the elvish tongue pour out of his mouth again, but you can't make out a word. His dialect is quite foreign. It's unlike the form of Spirathel spoken by the elves of Tir na Nog. The elf falls silent, and he looks just as frustrated as the mages. Just relax and concentrate on the job. Your words don't seem to have much impact. The elf's scowl deepens. Now that we're all together, let's discuss our approach. Anyone know how we're supposed to get into Elishai's penthouse? I get the distinct impression that none of you actually want to be here, but we have a job to do. So you're all gonna have to suck it up and deal. That's the truth. The mage leers at you. Wonderful pep talk. Really, really magnificent. I can see why you were placed in charge of this run. Now can we please get moving? I don't have all day. We know you have a meeting. I can get us into Elishai's apartment, but there are a few things that we need to do first. If you can get me to a building access panel that's on the same circuit as the penthouse, I should be able to put its security system into maintenance mode. The job would take some creative wiring. Well, that and whatever's in that pack that the elf is carrying. Our employers gave me the schematics. And do you know where we'll find that access panel, Mouse? Quit calling me that. And yes, I do. There's an access panel in one of the mid-range apartments on the same floor. My contact gave me a key code that should get us in. Alright, mid-range apartments on the same floor. You've said should twice already. That makes me feel uneasy. Well, continue feeling uneasy, James. Well, there's nothing I can do about that. It's the plan that I was given, and we stuck with it. Unless you have a better idea, we just have to follow our instructions and hope for the best. Probably not. I mean, it's probably some sort of trick, Jaina. The plan probably is probably not gonna go to plan. She turns to face you. Get me to a building access terminal on this floor, and I can rewire the elevator. That's the first thing that we need to do. Once we're upstairs, we use the code I was given. I rewire Elishai's security system, and we hide the cameras in his apartment. Her brow furrows. Well, that's the theory anyway. I've got a bad feeling about this. Hey, look at these fancy ass